Hi there, fellow Capricorns. I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my report for you for October 2022. All right, let's see what's going on. So Pluto in our sign still, okay. Funny, it's coming out of its retrograde transit. In fact, there's quite a few planets coming out of retrograde. Let's go through that first. So right at the second, like early on, Mercury is going to come out of retrograde. Oh, thank goodness. If you've been watching me for a while, you'll know it's not one of my greatest, most favorite transits, but hey, I did get a lot of work done. I did actually launch a podcast, which I know if someone was asking me that, I would not say it was a good idea to launch something, but it had been on the books for a while, and so it started before the retrograde, and so I felt okay about launching it. And as I say, life doesn't always wait for Mercury to come out of retrograde, right? So anyway, let's see how that turns out. I hope it turns out well for me. And the first couple are up on the site. I'm doing the audio. You can pick up the audio on jenniferangel.com, or I'm putting the visual on YouTube. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying that new material. All right, so so that's Mercury coming out on the second. Then Pluto in our sign is going to come out of retrograde on the 8th. On the 9th, there's a full moon in our area of our home, around our home and family. So that can bring things to a head there. If you've got something that's unsettled, well, guess what? You may have to sort of deal with it this month if you've been sort of putting it off for a little bit. Not necessarily bad. The full moon does help you sort of close off and move on. Can that be disruptive in the meantime? Yes, of course. And for us earth signs, we don't always like a lot of change, or we like to be in control of the change. It's a novel thought. Wouldn't that be nice, eh? So that's happening. So there's quite a bit. And then on the 11th, just following that date of the full moon, Mercury is going to move into our career zone. And so now, Mercury coming out of retrograde in the second, making that move into our career zone on the 11th, staying there right through to the end of October. So this is going to just free up communications. In fact, there's a lot going on in our career zone. We've got the Sun, Venus, good for connections, good for money, and Mercury. Okay, so let's talk about money, because Saturn in our money zone, Saturn, of course, being our ruler too, is also coming out of retrograde. When is that? I think that's right at the end of the month. I'm looking, having trouble picking it up. Here it is, on 23rd. So that in our monetary zone is going to open things up there as well, and Venus being in our career zone. So here's the thing, the way that we spend our time is crucial, because there's that saying that says we all have the same amount of time. So the richest billionaires and the poorest of the poorest all have the same amount of time, not resources, okay, but time. So it's how you spend that time which is important, okay? So as I just said to one of the other signs, you want to look at, get up in the morning, what do I want to achieve today? Go to sleep at night. What did I achieve today? What would I do differently? How am I going to spend my time tomorrow? You can check out the Empower Your Day podcast, and it goes through steps how to start your day off strong, how to empower your day. And you could pick up some hints if you're not doing some of that already. Very sort of quick things to do, nothing too difficult, okay? There's also a number of trines this month. Trines are like easy passages. They're like open up the path of the least resistance. Now, looks like about 3 or 4 of these trines coming from our monetary zone and our career. So once again, very important. How are we going to spend our time? What if it's money that you want to make? We're Capricorns, of course we want to make money. Then how are we going to do that? All right. And because, you know, if we spend our time and our priorities in the wrong area, then, you know, it's not going to get us anywhere. So we want to sort of make sure we know what we want, set the priorities and go after it, okay? Also productivity with Mars sitting in our area of productivity. It's like if you're not making a plan and you're not putting that plan into action, because let's be clear about this, a plan is great, but a plan can just sit there if there's no action. You know, it may have felt great and accomplished that, putting it together, but unless you actually take that plan and put it into action, which can, you know, often mean stepping out of your comfort zone, because us Capricorns are great planners, it's just going to stay there. Nothing's going to change. So Mars helps us just push forward and put into action. It is in the sign of Gemini. So in this sense, there's a tendency, let's say, of just trying to do too much, okay? And it's not like the too much, it's too many things, because, you know, let's face it, we're going to do too much anyway, we're Capricorn, but when we try to do too many things, then that's when we get into trouble. We end up just spinning our wheels and nothing's really coming together, nothing's really happening. All right. The other thing that's coming together for us here this month is in our social area. So as the month continues, then we've got all this energy moving from our career zone and moving into our social area and connections with people and helping people. You know, like the more we help other people achieve their goals, then you automatically, our goals are falling into place as well. So we've got the Sun, Venus, and Mercury all moving into this area as the month proceeds. And also on the 25th, there's a solar eclipse here. All right. So the solar eclipse is a new moon. So it's the sun and the moon together at the same degree. Let's call it a conjunction. And then the eclipse puts extra sort of power and oomph in there. It's a partial eclipse, but it's still got a lot of, you know, oomph there. So it's still got a lot of punch. So from a love point of view, you want to sort of get out and about, make an effort, you know, like get away from the desk, like make a point of going out and socializing or doing something. If you want love in your life and you've just been sitting at home and not like doing anything, guess what? If you just keep doing the same thing, then you're going to get the same result. So once again, sort out what you want and then go after it. You're Capricorn, you can do that. All right, so I hope you have a great month. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and share, and you can check out my podcast, and also I have some shorts on my channel now as well, you know, just 60, 90 seconds sort of quick takes, which seem to be popular these days, okay? All right, so love and vision. See you again soon. Bye for now.